Hello again. Phone charges are on the rise for 1 million telecom customers, the company blaming the increase on its Kiwi Share contract with the government. The agreement guarantees free local calls, but as Consumer Affairs correspondent Mark Hannon explains, there's growing criticism that the Kiwi Share is unfair.
When Telecom was privatised, this is how the government of the day promoted its stake in the company, the so-called Telecom Kiwi Share to protect customers.
What we can do under the Kiwi Share agreement with the government is we can increase our line rental charges, but we are not in a position to charge unilaterally for local calls.
But after 12 years, the value of that pledge is starting to erode.
They must be the only major company that's in a position of dominance in its market that has the preordained right from government to put their price up in line with inflation without any particular justification.
Even the government's having doubts.
At some point or other, we may have to reconsider it, but at the moment, the government has said no to phone charges for residential use, and that includes computers.
The number of local calls has jumped dramatically with the arrival of the internet. Telecom says that's its reason for pushing up prices to New Zealand homes from February. The residential line rental rate is going up to just over $38, but in Wellington and Christchurch, where Telecom has competition, the increase is smaller. Off-peak national toll call rates are also increasing to 19 cents a minute. Telecom has competition in the domestic market in just two centres, Wellington and Christchurch. The competition comes from Telstra Clear. It says it has no plans to increase its prices. But it's where there is no competition that Telecom has come under fire.
It does show that it's perfectly possible to run at least a metropolitan network for 25% or so less than Telecom are charging, for example, in Auckland.
When it doesn't face competition, the prices go up, and I don't think that's a particularly good message.
The new charges will earn Telecom another $26 million a year, money to be paid from more than 1 million homes nationwide. Mark Hannon, One News.
The Holiday Road toll stands at 13 tonight following the death of a young man near Christchurch earlier this evening. The 18-year-old was a passenger in this car, which collided with a horse truck at Yoldhurst. The driver of the car and another passenger were seriously injured. Police say speed was a factor in the crash and the car failed to take the intersection. Holiday accidents have now claimed lives across the country in Warkworth, Auckland, Ngaruawahia, Taupo, Wanganui, Shannon, Kaikoura, Greymouth and Christchurch. And police in both main islands say they've fielded numerous complaints about motorists speeding and overtaking on yellow lines and blind corners. And a man's been killed in a skydiving accident in Hawke's Bay today. The man in his 40s was attempting a training jump at the Bridgepark Aerodrome just out of Hastings.
He cleared the aircraft with no problems, but something occurred quite close to the ground, which he was unable to recover from.
Police say emergency staff were at the scene within minutes of the accident but couldn't revive him. The cause of the accident is tonight still unknown. To sport now, with the ASB Bank Women's Tennis Classic just 3 days away, the stars are starting to arrive en masse. Heartthrob Anna Kournikova is already in town, but today it was the turn of former Wimbledon champ Conchita Martinez to steal the limelight. Tony Veach has the story.
This is Conchita Martinez, the 29-year-old veteran of the women's tour. And this is Conchita Martinez the last time we saw her in New Zealand in 1989 as a 16-year-old. Do you remember you had the braces?
Yeah, I do. I had those for a long time, yeah.
But while the braces are gone, some things never change.
I think tennis is everything for me now.
As a 29-year-old, is it still the same?
Well, you know, you think differently. I do love to play tennis. I like to play tennis. I mean, good tennis. You know, sometimes you don't play good tennis these days, but, you know, it's always nice. That's why I'm here to play.
And play she can. Victory in Wellington kick-starting one of the most consistent careers in women's tennis. And of all the players that have come to the Classic over the years, Martinez has the greatest Grand Slam record.
I'm really proud of the career that I had. I mean, I had a lot of wins, tournaments. Winning Wimbledon was amazing, being in the final in the Australian Open, the French Open, and, you know, still playing, and, you know, hopefully I can have a good year.
That's because 2001 has been a forgettable one. Out for 6 months with an Achilles injury, but in Auckland, the comeback begins.
And while the women's tennis kicks off on Monday, the New Zealand Golf Open's not far away either. And there's speculation tonight that golfing legend Tiger Woods, due to touch down here on January the 8th, is bringing someone special with him. Tournament organisers might be staying mum, but word is Kultita Woods Tigers' mum will be watching her son from the Paraparaumu Gallery. Stay with us. Coming up, a health record no one would want to claim. The man whose cholesterol levels make him a walking time bomb.